Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, your look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. Homeowners who complete the city's new short-term rental applications may soon be allowed to rent their homes on a short-term basis. This comes after 3 years of public debate at city meetings, all prompted by the recent popularity of Airbnb and other similar internet platforms.
This ordinance came out of a lot of public input from the community. We had one-on-one conversations as well as open houses and many public hearings before the City Plan Commission and the City Council. Again, just to make sure we heard from everybody in the community and to ensure that we're providing the best ordinance possible to protect our residents, but also engage the new economy and make sure that we have opportunities here for everyone.
The ordinance is meant to make it possible for property owners to rent out their homes while respecting the rights of neighbors to preserve and protect the character of their neighborhood. Property owners with existing short-term rentals need to register and obtain approval before August 8th. After that date, unregistered short-term rentals will be in violation of the ordinance. To celebrate Digital Inclusion Week, the KC Library has set up a tech access hotline. Simply call 816-701-3606 to learn more about affordable internet service, places to fix a broken computer, or to buy one for as little as $60. The City of Kansas City participates in the Digital Inclusion Coalition, which works to bridge the city's digital divide. The Greater Kansas City Federal Executive Board recognizes 10 KCMO employees and teams. The annual award goes to those local government employees that distinguish themselves with excellent service to residents.
I want to thank you on behalf of the people of this city for the work that you do every day, and the fact that I don't think that you get nearly enough credit for what you do. But I think that this city would not run or operate without you. And people who have the opportunity to observe your efforts know that and realize it, and thank you for them.
Hello everyone, my name is Terry Sloan and I am the chairperson of the Federal Executive Board Public Employee Recognition Day program. We are very, very excited to share that special recognition on May 9th with not only federal employees but city and county employees as well. I am honored to be here today with all of the winners of the Kansas City Public Employees Recognition, and I can tell you that having read lots of the nominations that these people do a wonderful job. They represent your city very, very well. I thank them and congratulate them all and thank you for the proclamation.
The City Council also honored the work of KC Water for more than 40 years. KC Water and the American Water Works Association have celebrated Drinking Water Week. It's a chance to remind residents about the vital role that water plays in all of our daily lives. It also educates folks about how water gets from the Missouri River to your kitchen sink.
Councilwoman Justice.
Just want to offer you all a quick toast. I have been all over this state, this country, this world, and Kansas City has the best tasting water in the universe, and it's because of what you do every day. So thank you very much.
You're here.
Thank you for those kind words, Mayor, City Council. This week is this year's focus for National Drinking Water Week is on Protect Your Source, and we're very fortunate and blessed here in Kansas City to have the most reliable source of water in North America.
An important part of Drinking Water Week is KC Water's annual Water Quality Report. Also, the Kansas City Library now features a water-themed display of books, and KC Water is out in the community distributing reusable drinking water bottles which help the environment. Now let's take a look at how KC Water teaches kids about the importance of water quality.
Every day, KC Water pulls millions of gallons of water from the Missouri River, cleans it, and reliably sends it to customers throughout the city. Still, not everyone realizes the source. May 6th through the 12th is Drinking Water Week, a nationwide celebration of drinking water. In Kansas City, that outreach isn't limited to 1 week. KC Water's Water Quality Outreach Team works with kids, teens, and adults year-round to help them understand where their water comes from and how it gets to their homes.
We want to make sure that everyone of every age understands the importance of water quality in our creeks, streams, and rivers and how that relates back to their drinking water.
Recently, students from the Barstow School toured KC Water's water treatment plant.
We're really fortunate to have a great system here that works, and I think that it's important that our students understand that we have a lot of people that are working really hard to make sure that we have clean water to drink out of our tap, and it's a great resource.
KC Water's water quality educator Laura Ish works with hundreds of students and adults every year. She says the source of Kansas City's drinking water is often a surprise for them.
There's always that surprise factor and that aha moment when anyone of any age realizes that, one, their drinking water comes from the Missouri River, and two, that when they're finished using it, we clean it up and put it right back in the Missouri River.
KC Water takes the responsibility of that river to tap to river process very seriously. And that work happens 24/7, 365 days a year. This week, KC Water released the 2018 Water Quality Report. It's available online at kcwaterservices.org/WQR. It provides an easy-to-understand overview of Kansas City's drinking water. For KC Water, I'm Brooke Gibbons.
Today, we're thrilled to announce the artists, some of the artists selected for the exhibition, and introduce you to a few of them, some who have joined us here today. This is going to be a 9-week citywide experience celebrating diversity, community, artistic expression, creative innovation. We'll also celebrate, and I think highlight quite aptly, Kansas City's increasingly in deep commitment to arts and culture in our community.
Kansas City gave me another completely new sense of the city that you feel at home, and that is, for me, essential.
Most people experience so much violence at a young age that by the time they get older, they're desensitized to it.
People are traumatized and they automatically, unconsciously move into fight, flight, or freeze. And if you react with fight, then you're going to perpetuate more violence.
Kansas City is known to operate with innovation. We have strongly adapted the trauma-informed care model, but one of the things that we know from public health perspective is that we need to take that from an individual level and begin to affect community-level trauma.
Our mission is to cure violence in the capacity of healthcare workers. We're just trying to show people skills to handle a conflict without resorting to violence.
Violence operates very much like a contagious disease. Luckily, in public health, we also know how to cure those contagious diseases.
We're prone to violence because that's what we hear. We hear violence in our music, we hear violence in our family. You know, the neighborhood we grew up in, it's a violent neighborhood. So that's how we cure violence. And if I'm crying again, so I'm emotional because this is my community.
I had multiple brothers that had been shot, and I want to change from that, and I had a cycle going for me. With me having a son, I want to do better for him and make ways to change what's going on in the community.
When communities recognize that they also have agency and they have voice and their actions can help to build a stronger community, that is one of the things that helps to reduce violence.
We have to love our own community first, and we have to step up.
Even though my church is out in the suburbs, it's important that we heal our city from the inside out. I know churches are doing a lot on their own individually, but what happens if we come collective and we have the same strategy, the same way to attack violence before violence even happens?
I believe the success to monitoring what we call a violent situation is really bringing in community members that have those resources available to help out. If we do that as a collective body, I think we would be more successful than we could imagine.
Criminal justice does not mean public health is excluded, or violence prevention does not mean that criminal justice is excluded. But as approaches, we can combine them to create a safe community.
We love Aim for Peace. It's an evidence-based practice. As soon as they get a word that there's a trauma and it's intentional, they will call the hotline for Aim for Peace and they will send someone out. And they come whenever we call.
We have a tremendous relationship with the police department because they are close to us. They attend our meetings.
When we're all working together, we are moving toward one goal. That one goal is to be able to create vibrant, healthy communities.
People who've been traumatized have had their choices taken away, and yet they are the expert on their own life. So you got to give them that power back and build a sense of mutuality in a relationship.
Our case managers or family support specialists do a great job with connecting to the families so that they could at least manage the challenges that they have on a daily basis. You can have the best environment in a school building, but if a child comes to school with a trauma, learning will not take place.
Violence could be cured if we all come together and work as a team, and that same care from Aim for Peace could be provided for the patient.
By recognizing the factors that most contribute to violence. Things like economic despair, lack of sidewalks, and vacant and abandoned buildings.
Be an example of what should be done.
Get people down at the table, discuss the issues on both sides, and try to come to a resolution and a conclusion.
Ask, how can I add calm to this situation?
Teaching our families and our kids how conflict resolution and restorative justice can play a huge part.
It takes the neighbors joining together to come up with the great ideas and strategies to make change.
Prevention is the best way to stop violence.
Violence can be cured by collaboration. One of the hallmarks of public health is that we bring together different sectors, looking at faith-based, looking at community, looking at youth. We're looking at how do we all together create a greater, healthier Kansas City.
If you caught the business session last week, you'll know the issue of a living wage was a big part of the conversation.
You know, we've got a great city here. We have a population that I think is a very giving and caring of one another. And I think the fact that we have employers who are willing to step up and say, basically, that they're acknowledging that they want their employees, despite what their competitors may be doing, that they want their employees to be paid a living wage, and they're willing to make that commitment.
We were tasked with the implementation of Ordinance 170858, which you all passed back in October of 2017, that effectively said that you all wanted to recognize employers that were paying the living wage.
So this is what will be mailed to people after they register. And the reason it's on a transparency like this is so that you can peel it back and then actually put it in your window. And that is all courtesy of our graphic artists from the communications office, Jose Gonzalez and Karen Doherty Lim. So they're the ones who came up with this in consultation with the committee that Tammy mentioned previously. The use of these stickers by business owners is voluntary and available by going online at kcmo.gov/livingwage, where you can register your Kansas City, Missouri business. A lot of kids dream about being a train engineer, and on Saturday, May 19th, kids of all ages can feel the thrill of riding the rails during Kansas City's Train Day at Frank Vadick Park, 5940 Northwest Wacomas Drive. That's really close to the Line Creek Community Center. There will be activities and entertainment from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, and the free train rides will last until 6 p.m. The park's restored half-mile track features 3 historic 16-gauge trains that once traveled around the Kansas City Zoo. For more information, visit kcparks.org. And that does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, just go to kcmo.gov/Channel 2, and that page has a link to our YouTube channel where you can view our programs on demand. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.